You know, we talk about company culture like it's this thing that just happens, right? But what if we started treating it like a building? Something we have to actually design, plan, and construct with purpose. Well, today we're going to put on our hard hats and really dig into how you can architect an ethical workplace. So, let's get to it.
So, this is the big question we're tackling. What does it actually take? This isn't about just hoping for the best or putting out fires when they happen. No, this is about a deliberate, intentional process of construction. What are the materials, the plans, and most importantly, the foundation you need to build a culture that's going to stand strong?
Okay, so every architect needs to know what the final building is supposed to look like. For us, that's an ethical workplace culture. And what is that, really? Well, it's a place where employees follow a clear code of conduct, but here's the key. That code is shaped by rules both inside and outside the company. This isn't just some abstract idea, it's the solid structure we're aiming to build. All right, every single great structure starts with a solid foundation. So let's start there, with part one of our project. Now, the crucial thing to understand here is that the foundation isn't something you build yourself. It's the ground you're building on, the non-negotiable rules that are already there before you even break ground. I mean, think about it this way. You can't just decide to build a skyscraper wherever you feel like it, right? You have to follow zoning laws, environmental regulations. You have to respect the landscape. It's the exact same idea for an ethical culture. It has to be built on the existing ground rules of its environment. You don't get to create these, you just have to adhere to them. So this foundation is really made of two core materials. On one side, you've got industry regulations. These are the rules specific to your field, whether you're in finance, healthcare, or tech. Then on the other side, you've got government regulations. These are the big ones, the laws about labor, safety, and all that stuff that applies to everybody. You absolutely cannot build a strong ethical structure without embedding both of these into its base.
Okay, so once that foundation is poured and set, it's time to start putting up the framework. Now, this is the part you actually get to design. This is the internal structure that rises up from that foundation of external rules and starts to give your ethical building its own unique shape.
So what exactly is this framework? Well, it's the company's code of conduct. But let's be really clear here. We're not talking about some dusty document that lives in a forgotten folder on the shared drive. No way. This is the steel beams, the support columns of your culture. It's the tangible structure that shows people how to behave and what the company really stands for. Your framework, this code of conduct, does three absolutely vital jobs. First, it sets crystal clear expectations for everybody. No guesswork. Second, it takes all those big external regulations we talked about, the foundation, and it translates them into specific everyday practices for your team. And finally, it becomes the very core of your culture, the skeleton that everything else is built around.
All right, so we have our foundation and we have our framework. But how do we actually put it all together? How does it get built? Well, that brings us to part three, the blueprint. This is where we get practical. This is the strategic action plan that turns the design into reality. Now, your blueprint really boils down to two very clear steps. Step one, develop a strategy. This is your high-level vision. You're asking, what kind of ethical culture are we trying to build here, and why is this so important to us? Then comes step two, create an operation plan. This is the nitty-gritty. How are we going to train people? Who is going to be responsible for what? When are we going to check in and see how we're doing? And that right there is the real power of the blueprint. It's the bridge that takes you from a good idea to an actual lived-in reality. Because without a strategy and a plan, a code of conduct is just wishful thinking. But with a blueprint, you have a detailed, actionable guide for turning those abstract principles into a concrete culture that people can see and feel every single day. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. When you look at your own organization, can you see the pieces? Can you point to the foundation, the framework, and the blueprint? Is it a structure that was built with real intention, one that was designed to handle pressure and stand the test of time? Or, to put it simply, is your ethical workplace truly built to last?